just as we saw last week when Fnatic played up against a Yasuo in the mid lane.
All right, I'm seeing the hover. I don't want to get too excited yet. That's why never talk about hovers. The last second pivot is the Thresh, which is a champion we talked a lot about in game one once a support pool was more heavily pinched.
I'm still very excited by a Thresh, especially on Haley's Thresh. Now, the cool thing about Thresh Sivir, especially if this Kayle gets going and the ability to play a side lane, is that when you park the Sivir in a mid lane, just to kind of hoover up all of that farm, one of the problems is that Sivir doesn't have things like an Ezreal and a Tristana and a Lucian, you know, that safety mechanism to dash away. So she needs extra things like a Lantern to safely push up and have more map pressure and map control. He did.
Did they just pick Sion?
They did, followed by Rise. Explain the confusion.
So the reason why I'm confused is because now if I'm Fnatic, I immediately put Kayle into that Sion lane. And I'm like, this is the freest lane I've ever had. You might be able to push me underneath my tower, but you're never going to kill me. You're never going to dive me. I'm at no risk right now. And I just feel like it's a super safe lane to give Kayle all this free scaling.
Unless it's mind games and it's Rise top and Sion mid.
Well, we're going to find out in a few seconds. How do Fnatic respond? Because in order to agree to that duel, you have to do the pivot. They're instead going to lock in the Cho'Gath. And that is a very different style of team composition that I'm used to seeing on this patch.
So what this is saying is that Nemesis is the confident Kayle player. They want to keep the jungle mid synergy of the Rek'Sai and the Kayle together. I wouldn't be surprised to see Broxer invest time there, just like he did last week. And I think that it can help Kayle get through what is often a rough laning phase. Notice as well that they picked an AP top champion. That's typically because Nemesis will go towards the AD build with things like the Blade of the Ruin King, Rage Blade, and maybe Trinity Force as well. So having the Cho'Gath there, adding that extra bit of AP damage, will round out this composition for Fnatic, which, once again, very team fight based. A little bit harder to execute than what we saw.
Shot to the face. While that was going on, Nemesis shoved into the middle lane, and no flash on this Cho'Gath. Xerxes coming for
Are
again.
they really going to try this? Level 2 Skarner.
Did he take his W and his Q on Bwipo?
We're going to find out in just a moment. Bwipo's starting to back away. He's in a 3 versus 1. The tower's coming to help out. Rupture will tag up Norskeren. Norskeren survives with less than 100 hit points. That is Splyce committing to this lane swap and dive.
Wow, so they actually make that first blood happen, and Vizicachi is just sitting here holding in the 1 versus 2. Now, I did have it confirmed that both towers now have exactly the same stats. With the turret plate introduction, those got equalized, so in the past, one of the risks that you used to run with trying to
losing the plate race, I don't know. I think this is super interesting. I hope we continue to see it in this best of 5. But so far, kind of a big, huh? Did it work?
I'm really looking forward to trying to Splyce after this game, getting the logic behind it. Ultimately, they did come out ahead. The fact that they are an item up on the bot lane, but there's no flash on Norskeren, as Xerxes is here.
All right, Broxer is coming in as well. He's going to tunnel over the wall. Cobby goes forward. He's already got a kill, got a reset. Jumped on Broxer's head. That's a double kill for Cobby. He's 3-0. And the reset to bottom lane helps Splyce get further ahead.
So, lane swap, worth 100%. That BF source coming up clutch in the 2 versus 2, arguably 2 versus 3 that Splyce found themselves in. The Tristana Braum is surprisingly strong this early on into the game, and Fnatic thought that with the...
And then there's the one that Nemesis ran last time, which is the Blade of the Ruin King into the Rage Blade. And the thing about that is it spikes a lot earlier. It's a 2-item power spike. It has a much smoother build transition path, and you get to be more effective earlier on. But we'll hold it, because now they're diving.
All right, they are indeed. Realm from Humanoid. Reckless is going to get Chilling Smited down. The Impale not used just yet. Healy's in trouble under the tower. Reckless killed by Humanoid, and he's going to get stunned up as Chachi tanks everything. 2 kills, a tower, and Splyce are here to play.
And I absolutely love this play from Splyce. We were just talking about how they need to play through the Tristana lane. They need to get this tower down and start moving the gold around the map. And how do they do that? They send all 5 members there. They spend a teleport. They
Fnatic fan right now, you just need the team to try to slow down Splyce. They can't take fights, so they want to avoid them and clear out waves safely and try to secure defensive vision of their jungle to safely get to these lanes to farm.
So, while Splyce are currently sitting with an advantage, I wanted to kind of jump into the next few steps for Splyce. So we can just keep let things run right now. We can see as Splyce look to try and engage, which we have to turn back because there's a fight happening.
Every time we try to use the new tool, unfortunately action happens. Thank you, observers, for jumping out. Cobby gets yet another kill, and they're going to back away. Now the pressure is on Nemesis. He's going to be surrounded. Xerxes got an Impale available, a flash if he needs it as well. Nemesis will get caught up, locked up, will buy some time, as the Impale drags him around, but CC and Kayle, that's how you stop it.
The frustrating part here is Splyce do exactly what I was about to tell them to do, Quick Shot. They found a pick in mid, they isolate the side lane and find another pick there, and now they can just keep the pressure up. 7-0 in kills right now. A massive gold lead, Splyce looking very clean.
And what I love is with the members that managed to snowball Splyce head. The fact that it was Humanoid and it was Norskaren's
side, and the fact that they have not relented control so far.
And I think it's important to note that Splyce worked on some of the weaknesses they demonstrated during the regular season and demonstrated those improvements against SK Gaming, specifically talking around their mid game. And they've continued to improve as now Nemesis is going to get jumped on and it's going to get stunned up as well. The Impale can be used in just a moment or two. Nemesis is simply not strong enough to be in that position, doesn't have the support. Splyce, 8 kills to 0.
And I feel like it's a bit of a name issue here, and that when you look at this Splyce roster, like, you know what the ceiling is of Fnatic. Maybe there's some questions around Nemesis, but you know what to expect from this squad when they're in form.
Ooh, Humanoid this time around gets caught up. I think that was a death sentence.
But the likes of Norskaren, to a certain extent, like, we don't know what this iteration of Splyce looks like. This could be stronger than their 2016 form. This is just spring, you know, who knows what they'll look like for summer. And I think that's where a lot of this kind of lopsided perception goes in, because I look at the community's comments and a lot of people are saying, yeah, but pound for pound talent, Fnatic are just better. Do we really know that about Humanoid and Nemesis in top tier form?
Well, he's 2v1, we're about to find out.
I'm going to say no in 2v1.
Don't win that fight, but I will say, I
Caster
am very
Curse
excited.
complimenting him and he gets feasted.
I am very excited to see both Humanoid stepping up as well as Nemesis. Nemesis last weekend played better than I was anticipating for his first playoff series, and Humanoid on this rise. Yes, he had a favorable matchup early, but he's been pushing the boundaries on this champion. And obviously you can hear the fans here in Berlin cheering as Fnatic picked up their first kill. It will be at the expense of yet another one. Splyce fans erupt actually to shut down the Fnatic fans. 9 kills to 1, 6,000 gold up. And Splyce are using the Fnatic Death Bush against Fnatic.
So,
decimating smash, decimating smash! No! Broxer knew it was coming, but Nemesis did not. He manages to escape this time around. There wasn't a huge amount of follow-up damage while the
stuff from Splyce. Their vision setup in the enemy jungle was perfect. Bwipo has flash, he has no feast. He's going to get ultied away, which means that this will be an easy Baron for Splyce and maybe more kills.
All right, very good rupture. We'll buy some time for Bwipo. Impale is just about available. Couple seconds to go. Bwipo's turning it back around to the Feral Scream and another fantastic rupture. Kayle ulti comes down by some seconds. Take a look at that. Delivers the chop to Kobe, but the damage needs to follow back up. That's 1 for Fnatic. That's 2. That's a death sentence going awry. Now Humanoid's running for his life. Splyce slightly overconfident, just over Chase, and Fnatic find themselves a way back in.
It was going so well for Splyce. Disaster walked into a choke point and excellently used KO ultimate in a disastrous target selection of grabbing the Cho'Gath.
Oof.
Oh no!
You hate to see it from Splyce. The crucial mistake that gives Nemesis
at their inhibitor turrets. Down a lot of gold, and they need to find more team fights or buy more time. Fortunately, they have the Sivir wave clear for days to help them get to the stage where Kayle and Sivir can take over, but they need to protect their base. The tower has now fallen as Bwipo makes his way back to the mid lane. He gets caught by a decimating smash. The rupture as well. Box comes down now because Achachi's already sent into zombie form. Sion gets once again pulled backwards and will get farmed up yet again. The inhibitor is defended, but the tower did drop.
Once again, a little too much disrespect shown towards Fnatic. Good hook there from Hylissang combined with the chains you see from the rest of Fnatic meant that they were able to lock down the front line, and that means Splyce cannot continue the siege. Honestly,
that's it. Humanoid and Nemesis, they're backing away.
And they're just trying to force up the TPs and now looking for a possible engage.
All right, there's a defensive flash from Bwipo. Death sentence goes wide. Smash finds nobody. Vedius as Hilly is forced to put the box down defensively. Death sentence comes back.
Here's TP.
Teleport starting to channel. Nemesis will be joining just a little bit late. Let's just going. He got Reckless. He jumped over the wall. He's found Reckless. He's still untouched. But take a look at Nemesis. He's trying to burn. He's got no ulti to use though. He's got 1,
he's dead.
2. But here comes Kobe, hopping, skipping, jumping. This will be the 3rd kill of the fight, and he's looking to chase for more.
And Kobe comes up huge. Triple kill for the AD carry of Splyce. He needed to be the carry for his team, and he does so by flashing in and assassinating Reckless.
And that means that they can just devastate the the base of Fnatic here. I'm curious how confident they're going to be if Broxah and Hilly can make sure that they don't push for the win, but they're at least going to get total Baron control here.
But so much props has to go for Humanoid for that fight to work out. Not only did he get the flash from Nemesis, but he got his ultimate as well. And we saw Nemesis in the middle of that fight. He was primed and ready to clean up, but because he didn't have those crucial skills available, they could lock him down, Kobe could clean him up, and Splyce could come out on top.
And Kabe, I believe he gets over on the side of the wall and immediately assassinates Reckless here. It's huge damage to that backline.
You can see here, keep your eyes on Reckless in this fight. Cersei flashes in. He doesn't actually get hit by the Impale, but he does get CC'd. And Kobe is like, okay, hit. The stun from Braum as well. That's more than enough to kill Reckless. And unfortunately, Broxah then gets knocked away.
This is forced to defend the supers in the top lane. Kobe and Xerxes are trying to focus down Baron, but look, Broxah's waiting in the wings. Humanoid is now pushing onto Bwipo. Keep your eyes on the bottom left. Keep your eyes everywhere. There's action in every single lane.
They don't need to force the 50-50. I love this call from Splyce because meanwhile on the bot side, Humanoid is beating down Cho'Gath.
Oh, this is so difficult. Nemesis has left the top lane. Death Sentence finds no target. Blue team, Splyce! They secure Baron Nashor. They played that so calm and calculated. And they now extend that gold lead even further. 8,000 up.
Patient play from Splyce. I was a little concerned because of how much easy access Fnatic had towards the Baron, but Splyce recognized, okay, if we try to invade...
To deal with the Kayle, to CC lock her down. I love what Splyce have drafted here and how they've executed the entire game.
Here we go.
One last push.
Bwipo is stepping forward. Feral Scream has already been used. Bwipo's going to dash away. The Lantern actually pulls him to safety. I'm looking at Xerxes for the Impale. Take a look at the flame. That's a jump onto Humanoid. Now the damage onto Chachi. Buster Shot's going to buy so much time. Reckless is very, very low. Nemesis is stepping forward, but it blocks her down. Hilly down. Kobe Rocket jumps forward. Reckless stays just live, long enough to continue fighting. Final Judgment is available for Nemesis. He has used it onto Reckless, but Kobe doesn't care. He's got two. The ricochets flying across, and it's simply not enough for Reckless. Nexus is now being focused. Nemesis is stepping forward. That's a triple kill. Picked up for Kobe. The Quadra, the Nexus, and Splyce even a series.
The GGs come out from